All right, good afternoon, Craps fans. This is Scott from Paradise Craps. 6-5, yo, 11, yo. All right. Six, 4, 10 down on the end. All right, I'm going to bump that up to 250. And it's going to be a $6 VIG. Hey, Charles, good evening. AC Doocy, 3 Craps. What's up, Midnight? What's up, buddy? What's up? Five, 1. 4, 2. 4, 1. 5. Horse and buggy. Six, 2, 8. Easy 8. Five, 2. We're all through. Here we go. Coming out. AC Doocy, 3 Craps. Hmm. 5, 3, 8. Easy 8. All right, not going to play this 6 or 8 and do the little back and forth. All right, so we'll make that 250. $6 vig. All right, point is 8. Here we go. 4. Lovely. All right. So I'm going to go 500. It's going to pay me 250. So that's 12 bucks. Level 2 on the 4. Here we go. And we got a 7. All right, so I lost the VIGs on that one. Back to level 1. Yeah, the guy that was dealing the little bird, he was pretty cool about me going back and forth once he figured it out. All right, so that's 150. There we go. I wasn't on the table that long. I don't know. I did, first of all, the minimum lay they'd let me do was $20 on the 4 and 10. So that was more than I was expecting. I was hoping to be able to lay 16. 8, 5, 3, 8. But then they let me lay 21 on the 5 and 9, so that was good. That was what I expected, so that was helpful. All right, what do we want to do? We're going to go 250 again over here. $6 vig. All right, try that one again. Here we go. But yeah, I mean, it was uncomfortable, I would say, playing the dark side against the light siders. It's just not a very socially acceptable thing to do, I guess. 639, Nina Nina. All right, let's move that to the 10. So nobody said anything, but I don't know how. I saw the one post that Alex did after the fact. So the biggest winner was in for 500, out for 850. So they made 350. 6-5 yo 11 yo. Back to the 4. Six, 4, 2. Back to the 10. Five, 4, 9, Nina Nina. Back to the 4. Three, 2, 5. Back to the 10. Boxcars, midnight, double on the bubble. Back to the 4. All right, all we need is that 10. Hopefully it doesn't come when I'm sitting on it. 11, yo. All right, back to the 10. Five, 2, we're all through. Walkadoo, walkadoo. All right, so that's another $1.25. Back to the 4 for 150. $3 vig. Coming out. Six, 4, 10 down on the end. All right, on the 10, that's going to be another 250, $6 vig. And here we go. Oh, nope, I forgot to move it over there. Hold on, hold on. Luckily, there's only 5 of us. All right, so I'm going to move that to the 10 and add 100. There we go. Mm, 639, Nina, Nina. Light crowd today, I guess, because of the holiday. I don't know. Here we go. 314, Little Joe from Kokomo. Five, 4, 9, Colt 45, Centerfield 9, Old Man Earl. Oh, check this out. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I got my my printer working. Let's see if you can see this. Up, 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 down, down. Where do I want to go? All right, here we go. 538. Six, 3, 9, Nina, Nina. Yeah, I got the Paradise Casino, Royal Ridge Estates, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89103. I haven't figured out how to change the date yet. I still got to do that. That's a little more complicated, but pretty cool. 639. Yeah, so now every time when you cash out, it does the coin sound and it prints out in the printer. And then I was, there's a slot dock, I think is the guy's handle. And they got a couple of stores, one in Phoenix, one in Mesa, I think. But he gave step-by-step instructions on how to configure the software, which I followed. And he had setting up a bonus progressive on the 1 cent. What's it called? Deuces Wild Poker. And he suggested setting it up for $50,000, 426, for home use, $50,000 for 4 of a kind. And he said, yeah, you should expect to see about once every 20 rolls. 20 rolls. No, that's not a roll. What is it? Anyway, 20 hands. Anyway, so I set it up for the 50K, and we did it the first time. And sure enough, it was right around 16. I don't remember. But the problem is it paid out 50,000 in coins, but then the little mechanical counter inside for the amount won was just going flipping crazy. It just did nonstop for seemed like an hour. So I'm like, all right, I'm not doing that. 10, son of a biscuit. 5, 5, 10, hard 10. All right, so that's going to be a loser at level 1. All right, so now we're going to go to level 2. Start with the 150 lay 4. Anyway, so, and I had to set it up. It took me several iterations to get it to where all the games were exposed. It only has 31 games. So I got them assigned to different denoms. And this time when I set it up, I put the bonus back in there, but I did it for 2,500. So then the little mechanical counter doesn't go off for a day and a half. All right, that's a 5-2, so that's going to cost me 75. I'm going to get 75 for 3. And we'll do it that way. Okay, repeat. Here we go. So now when you get the 4 of a kind, you get 2,500 bucks, which is nice. So you can basically put $1 in on the penny side and get $2,500 in credits. So that should keep the machine pretty full credit-wise. 5-2 again. All right, that's another 75 for 3. And let's put a 5 in there this time. 2 back. All right, and repeat. There we go. Crypto addicted. What's going on? Now you need a cash machine to pay you out. Yeah. Yeah, and it doesn't read it in. It pays it out, but it won't read it in. So it's ticket out, but it's not ticket in. Acey-doocy. I guess there's something you can do to get it to read it in, but it's not worth spending the money on for that. All right, still trying to get a point. Another 6-1. Oh my goodness, I'm wasting them all on this 150. Another 75 bucks. All right, so that is 150, 225. Another $3 vig. And repeat. Not that I'm complaining about getting 75 bucks. So what did I lose? I lost 250 and I just made back 225. If I get another one, I won't go to level 2. Six, 5, yo, 11, yo. Oh, shit. 314. All right, so that's going to cost me $1.50. So now I'll go to level 3, which is going to be $7.50. Okay. That's an $18 vig. Okay. And we got a 5 fever. All right, let's see who else we got on board here today. Looks like we're up to 7 people. Check the old leaderboard. I know Charles is here. Old Fart Ron, good afternoon. Top dog, 3,400. Charles in the number 2 spot at 2,100. IPTV, good afternoon. Plus 815. I'm up plus, I'm $23 up still. Nick, good afternoon. Minus 13. Baggerly came and went. Minus 325. Hoku, oh my goodness. What's going on? Minus 49.75. And Oliver Closeoff came and went for 5K. That's too bad. All right. Well, aloha. Sorry you didn't have a good day, but I think it's not going to be your day. All right. Here we go. And over here we got Crypto Addictive. Checking out the action. All right. So I'm level 3 on the 4. 325 again. Back to back 5s. Went out to the Valley of Fire on Friday for a nighttime hike. Got out there just as the sun was setting. Absolutely gorgeous out there. My goodness. And then they had this group, and I'm not sure who it was, what group they're part of, but the person that drove us, she was aware of this group, and they set up tea lights all along this trail, so it was easy to follow. It wasn't terribly hilly, but beautiful night. My goodness, it was absolutely gorgeous. Oh shit, there's a 4 again. Son of a biscuit. All right, so that was level 3. So now I got to go to level 4. And that's why I got my bankroll. All right, 150, $3. Digging a hole, boss. Digging a hole. 538. All right, not going to play the 8, so I'm going to go level 5. That's going to be $1,000. It's going to pay 500, so that's going to be a $25 vig. Okay. And that's going to be a back and forth. Level 4. Okie dokie. 6-5. Yo, 11, yo. Old Fart Ron. Digging a hole, boss. I don't know. Is that Cool Hand Luke? I don't know. You have to ask Dr. S. I'm not sure. Digging a hole. Got to fill that hole. Oh crap, I should have moved it. All right, here we go. Yep, I should have moved it. That just cost me level 4. Fudge. All right, level 5. Not paying attention. All right, so that's going to be 25, 35, 37. Not 31, 1250. All right, digging a bigger hole, boss. Should have moved it to the 10. That's part of my plan. Oh, look, another 4. Wow. All right, might be a short day for me today. All right, level 6. Do I even have enough? I don't even know. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 1,000. And it's going to be 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So that's 1,000 right there. All right, 1,500 on the lay 4. Level 6. 37 bucks. If I come back from this one, that'll be a miracle. Down 3 grand. Whew. 6, 4, 10. Well, I'm glad I didn't move it down to 10 that time, but now I am. All right. Crypto Addictive said, running on a mini desktop. My motherboard picked up, but upgrading the motherboard going to cost between two and 300 bucks. Oh my goodness. Hey, Dr. S. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Puked up. Okay. 549. All right, back on the 4. Six, 1, 7. All right, so that's going to get 750 of it back. Still got a long way to go. All right, level 4 next up. See if we can fill that hole, boss. Fill in the hole. All right, level 4 coming up. Six, 5, yo, 11, yo. 538, easy 8. Five one six, 60 from Dixie. Oh, we're on the 8. I missed it. Shoot. All right, so that needs to be level 4. And that's going to be, now we'll let this go one more time. 314, fudge. Well, better to get knocked off on that than level 4. So now I got to go back to level 5 though. Shit. Lack of attention to detail. All right, 1250. Six two eight, point hit. All right, back to 150 on that one. Old Fart Ron. Crapsee said winner 8, but puck showing on the 6. Oh, I moved it to the 6. That was my fault. Yeah, 8 was the point. 4. Oh, fudge. Man, I am just getting killed today. All right, 1250 over there. All right, so that was a hard 4. So actually that would be $1,500. $37. Do I have 1,500? Yep. 1,500. What did I pay? Did I pay 31? So I'll pay another $6. All right. 8, 538. Yeah, the point, because we had a 7, 11, and then an 8. So 8 was the point. Then I rolled the 6. I probably moved the puck to the 6. And then we had the 4, and then we had the 8 point hit. Four two six, 2x4 lumber number. Five one six, 60 from Dixie. 628, easy 8. All right, let's check the leaderboard. Looks like we got a few more people that joined in. You know, Dr. S chimed in. All right, well, I'm down 2,600. Let's see how everybody else is doing. Old Fart Ron, top dog, 5650. Very nice. Charles, number 2 spot, still 3,000. IPTV, number 3 spot, 960. Dr. S, 462, almost on his way to Lido Deck. Connect Attack, aloha, good afternoon, 18 bucks. Baggerly came and went for 325. Nick, minus 750. I'm down 2,600. Hoku, minus 49.75. Oliver Closeoff came and went for 5K. BV Wood, just starting out. Good luck. Here we go. All right. Six five, yo, 11, yo. Six one, we're all done. All right, so that's going to pay me 750. Back to level 5. All right. $1.50, $3 vig. Okey-doke. All right, heading to the Lido Deck. Congratulations. I watched a YouTuber take a $30 lay starting on the 4. After each roll would march it to the next number. 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, then back till a 7. If he got knocked off, he would restart with $30. And how did he do? Kanalea K, good afternoon. All right, 628. All right, pay attention now, Scott. Pay attention. All right, so I'm going to go level 5. So it's going to be 1250. That should be a $31 vig. All right, 1250. Then we'll start on that 4 again. Yeah, Mel from Crapsee, Hawaii, he was the first one I ever saw do a marching soldier, he called it. And but he did it on the place box numbers. So he would march it. Doom, 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 doom. I just don't like laying the 6 and 8, so for me it'd be a short march. 325. All right, let's move that to the 10 now. Pay attention to what I'm doing here. Level 5. Yeah, so for me it'd be 4, 5, 9, 10. 4, 5, 9, 10. Could do that. The problem is you got to, with the lay, you got to change the, well, I guess with a $30 you don't have to, right? Because that works on all of them. 538, point hit. All right, so we'll take that back over here. We'll start over with the 150 lay 4. I already get my vig out there for that one. That was, what did I say, 31. All right, so we'll just put that there. Down on that one. we go. Yeah, the dealers were pretty cool over at the Palms on that $5 table. They were engaging, they were competent, they knew their craft. It was good, it was pleasurable. Boxcars, midnight, double on the bubble. $325, fever. All right, so level 5 on the 5. It's going to be 1,000. All right. Yeah, that's good, 1,000. Yeah, what's my bid going to be on that? Should be somewhere in that same neighborhood, I'm guessing. 36, let's see. All right, so we're going to move that to the 5, and we're going to go to 1,000. $33, okay. All right, so that's going to pay 675. Oh, it's not going to pay anything because I just hit the 5. Lovely. 4-1. All right, so that was level 5. So now I got to go back to level 6. Shit. Not looking too good for the home team. He played it for about 10 minutes, was up about 60 bucks. But if you go up by 30 on a loss and down on wins, could work even better. Yes, I did tip $2 per shooter. 437. I didn't have any issue with that. And I think they won every time I put out my... So basically I put $2 on the pass line. I don't know, how many shooters was it? Like 3 shooters that I did it on the pass line. And then the last one, after that last one, I had met my $50 win goal, and I had $2 left in my rack, so I just gave them $2 and told them to do whatever they want with them. All right, so that's 3. But yes, I did. 2 back. Yeah, I didn't have any issue with that. That seemed reasonable. But that was all I tipped, was that $2 on each shooter. Five two, another come out winner. Caramba. Two craps, aces in both places. There was a cocktail server walking around. I did not partake in any cocktails at the table. Oop. No roll. Dice off the table. Same dice. Get out of here. What do you think you're doing? 639. Nina. All right. So we got the point of 9, and now I'm going to go not quite all in, but close. So that was level 5, so now we had to go level 6. So that's going to be 1,500. Six, that's going to be 1,200 on that. All right, 1,200 on a 9. $40 vig. Yikes. Okie dokie. All right, so that's going to pay 800. 6, hard 6. $314, little Joe from Kokomo. $639. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I think that's it for me. 4,000 bucks down. Not much chance of coming back from that. All right, that's a rail dump on the 4 for me. Here we go. Yeah, and I heard several cocktail servers going by. I guess when you're on the table, it's different than when you're on bubble craps. 6, hard 6. Point is 6. Ooh. 415, horse and buggy. IPTV. People don't always have money when playing bubble, but they always have chips to tip. Yeah, that's a true statement. That is true. 628. Yeah, I was the same way, and now I carry a few singles with me. But you're right, absolutely right. Yep. You know you're going to get tipped if you're servicing the table. You don't know if you're going to get tipped. And that's true of slots though too, though. Although slots has such terrible odds. I don't know. Yeah, why would they do slot machine, not a bubble crap? Maybe there's more of them. I don't know. Because the same thing would apply to that. 5-2, we're all through. All right. What do I want to do? Rail dump on 10, maybe? Yeah, let's try that. Rail dump on the 10. Lay 10. Oh, quarter hour. Got to check the leaderboard. I'm down 3,600, maybe more in a minute. 5-2. Hey, there we go. Begin a rail dump. That's what you want to see. All right, now I'm down $3,000 again. Okay, well that's better than $4,000. All right, let's check the leaderboard. We got Old Fart Ron still in the top pile, 65.70. Charles still in number 2 spot, 46.15. Nick, good job. Number 3 spot, 15.50. Kanakatag, number 4 spot at 1,100. IPT, the number 5 spot at 972. Dr. S at the Lido deck, enjoying a cocktail. Marty, good afternoon, $1.28. BV Wood, minus $1.50. Baggerly, again, gone. Paradise, minus 3K. Hoku, minus 5K. And Oliver Closeoff, minus 5K. All right, I'm going to do a rail dump on the 4 again. Let's see if we can't turn this thing around. I don't think so, but that's gambling. That's gambling. All right. IPTV says, when I'm at tables, I notice more cocktail servers versus when I'm at the machine. Yeah, definitely by far. Because, like I said, I heard them behind me several times while I was there, and I was not there that long. 538, easy 8. Whereas over on the bubble craps, you almost never see them. I don't think I've ever seen them at the Orleans on the bubble craps. Now, I have seen them on the community one where they have all those seats with the multiple games. I've seen them there a couple of times. But yeah. 6, huh? 6. Yep, I recouped the cost for the shirt. That's true. But then I went and spent it. More slot machine stuff. So I gotta recoup it again. A lot of people flew in too, just for this event. Surprises. I'm like, one guy was from North Carolina, one guy next to me from Austin, another one from Southern California. 325, fever. Sound like quite a few of them flew in, if not just for this event, to do this and then other things. But yeah, I guess in the end they had 2.5 tables. When I was there, they had 2 full tables. Our table was pretty full. There was one spot open next to me, but it was pretty packed. Actually, no, then the other guy came in and filled that spot. But he left right after I did, the guy from Austin. He colored up. 516, 60 from Dixie. But again, I saw the post that said or my wife told me that they posted that they had like 2.5 tables going at one point. That's a lot of little birds. Yeah, I got some points for my table play. You get nothing for bubble craps over there at the Palms. 628, point hit. All right, pull that back down. Six, hard six. But it was funny, they were looking at me, and I don't think it was because I was playing dark side. I think it was because I had my lammers in there. So I had all of my money broken up with my lammers. Dealers always get a kick out of that. But this wasn't a dealer, just like a couple of pit bosses. They were looking in the direction of my rack. I'm like, all right. All right, so we're on the 6. Yeah, let's go ahead and do a rail dump again on the 4. Let's see. See if we can get lucky. Yeah, Orleans doesn't give me shit either for playing bubble craps. So Station Casinos is the best for bubble as far as I can tell. 538, easy 8. But it's nice that the Strat gives us free access to the observation deck as locals. That's nice. I like that. 426, point hit. All right. How's it work up there in Reno? Do you guys get pretty good perks? No, I didn't enjoy the real table, honestly. First of all, I couldn't play the lay 4 at the level I wanted to play it at. Had to play it higher. 6, 4, 10 down on the end. And then, like I said, nobody said anything about me playing the dark side, but it wasn't jovial. So I think in general, people still feel like you're betting against them, which you kind of are. So, no, I prefer bubble. I think it was a good experience. I enjoyed my time there. I enjoyed doing it, but I still prefer bubble. If I had a choice of a $5 table or a bubble, I'd take the bubble. 426. Yeah, it's just hard when they're like all pressing. They were doing the different CEG or Casino Quest strategies. The guy next to me from California had a couple of cards like the squeeze play and triple lux, and they were doing all these things and they're pressing them up and then they're getting wiped out, and they're taking all their chips down and they're handing me a stack. It's not ideal social situation. Guess I would put it that way. IPTV. We get decent perks for locals, 20% off for locals, and they are pretty good with the room comps. Oh, nice. I mean, we get a lot of discount rooms, but not comp rooms. Oh, shit. That's it. That's the end of my day. 314. 5K. Boom! Just like that. All right. I'm done. DUN done. Should have moved it over to the 10, dumbass. Oh well. What can you do? 5 minutes left. One rail dump too many. 628, easy 8. We do staycations and they waive the resort fee, so they're truly free. That's nice. Yeah, when we were still in Florida, and coming out here to look at the property and work on the house going up and stuff, we used to get pretty good offers from the Silverton, and I've stayed there a couple of times, and that was free, no resort fee. Same thing with Santa Fe Station up north. We stayed there a few times, free comp nights with no resort fee. But now that we live here, those have gone away. No more freebies. Of course, we don't play much, so not much action. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, with the no resort fee, that was great. Santa Fe Station and also at Silverton. When you check out and it's 0. 3 craps, AC doozy. Comps on the Vegas Strip, you still got to pay the resort fee. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, because those are like, what, $60 now? Between 50 and $60 a night for resort fees. And they gig you for parking, unless you're a local. Yeah, they still are missing out on that whole value proposition thing. But numbers keep going down, so maybe they'll wake up. 426. Kind of hard for them corporations, they crank it up, crank it up, crank it up. It's really hard for them to turn it back down. But we will see what their pain threshold is. No resort fee on my comps at MGM. Oh, really? You just have to be a gold level? Huh. Well, that's good. Yeah, no resort fee. That's great. That does make a difference. 639. All right, it's going to be the last shooter right here. Turn it into a little bit of a roll. Need the 2 for the small, 11 and 12 for the tall. Got a reasonable looking distribution going on there. See what we can do. Oh, really? What are we? I think we're just Pearl. I think we did get Royal. Are they still doing the match? Because we did the match at one point when we were still in Florida. Because we're Royal Diamond. 6-4-10. All right. Hot shooter. So being on that 10 wouldn't have helped me that time. All right. I know we did that tier match over at Caesars, but we never used any of the comp stuff that they gave us, like the dinner or whatever. And the same thing for the Royal Diamond. Oh no, it was Royal Diamond. We got the gold. Was it maybe MGM? And then we took that gold over to Caesars and we got their whatever level. I don't know. 6-1, come out winner. Sorry about that. Did I push the button? I wonder if the battery's dying. Hard 10 down on the end. Yeah, I don't think I pushed the button, so it's probably battery related. I don't know. Is it back? Should be back, right? Back? Audio back? Testing. Okay. Kennelly, okay, yep. We stayed with Boyd downtown, mainly Main Street, for near 40 years. Always get comps and free meals for 7 to 10 days. Wow, that's nice. Obviously have lost loads of dollars to get that. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's not free. You paid for it. But you said you were coming up this way next time, right? You were staying up this way? Thank you, Ron. Gold Coast, I think he said. 437 out. There we go. All right. That's it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That's the end of today's Crappy Hour. Hopefully some of you had some fun. Let's do one last check of the old leaderboard. I know I had about as much fun as a root canal, but that's all right. I attribute most of that to my lack of attention. Charles, top dog, 47.70. Old Fart Ron, lost a little bit, 27.82. Nick, number 3 spot, 15.25. IPTV, 573. Dr. S with his 512. Marty, 404. BV Wood, plus 138. Very nice. And then me, Hoku, Oliver Closeoff, Kanakatek, all in that minus 5K column. Well, at least I'm in good company. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Again, hopefully some of you had some fun. This is Scott from Paradise Craps. Looking forward to seeing some of you back here tomorrow. Same Craps time, same Craps channel. Have a great rest of your Monday and a great Tuesday. We'll see you. You bet, Charles. Thank you.